Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Adams Rite number 4001-011-628. This is a satin aluminum strike, is what it is. They call it a trim strike. I don't believe because it's svelte in its profile, I believe it's the word trim is indicated to mean that it's a piece of finishing hardware. And here's what it looks like. Oop, like that. This would be for their Longbolt. Adams Rite has bolts with both the standard Longbolt and then they have a short bolt version. And this, of course, would be the strike that you would use for the standard sort of bolt. And you'll notice that the width of the opening on this end is different than here. This is indeed the bottom, because what happens is that bolt will hook up, and they want to have a wider opening where the bolt initially begins to enter the strike, and then as the bolt is moved up, it will be corralled and tightened up into this tighter area up at the top. So that's why that's like that. A dust box is included. You're going to need to kind of flare it out a bit if you're using it. And of course I would recommend that you use the dust box. So you're going to need to grab that dust box and flare it out a little bit down at the bottom. As you can see, it's not quite wide enough. But I would just take that and bring that out a little bit like that. And you'll be able to work it so that it gives you the proper sort of coverage necessary. Looks like I've got it on the nail right there. Screws are going to be included. It looks like they've given you wood screws and machine screws. Don't really see these installed in wood frames very often. Let's take some dimensional properties. Overall height, 4 7/8. Overall width, inch and, well, what would you say that would be? 1 7/32 of an inch. Okay, just about 1 3/16. That dust box, when that's installed, that's going to bring you to a overall depth of about 1 9/16 inches. Height of the box, about 3 3/8. Width of the box, at least on the back, looks like it's about 11/16. Some documentation is going to be included with it. An explanation of the strikes, their dimensional properties, etc. And if you're installing this as a new installation, you will certainly want to adhere by the vertical centerline relocation because that bolt needs to enter down through the bottom and then it secures at the top. So that's why this is going to be repositioned slightly, plus also, you know, in the center of the lock face where the center of the bolt is, that needs to be accounted for. And that's what they're doing here on this drawing for that 4001 strike that we're looking at. Okay, for those lock model numbers that are listed there. The back side gives you the technical drawing of the unit itself. Let's take a look. We've got a link below this video to a document called Instructions, and they are literally this document that is included with the unit. So you'll be able to, you've got all the dimensional properties. We did not measure the thickness. They've got it at 1/8 of an inch. Let's take a look. Yeah, 0.12, so just shy on 1/8 of an inch. And that document will also serve as dimensional properties for the radius corner version of this strike as well. You'll note that this is the square corner version. This is a flat strike versus a radius strike or a beveled edge strike. Page 2 of that document is indeed a call out to the different part numbers of those strikes and what the required center line relocation of the center line would be. There's also a link to a document called Product Catalog that will allow you to review the trim strikes available from Adams Rite. And on page 2 is where they define how you build the part number for that unit. It is a 4001 is, of course, is indeed a very common strike. We do somewhat occasionally sell the armored strike version as well. That's always a good idea if you have the potential for vandalism or break-in. that armored strike, I can tell you, is a substantial improvement to the installation of a strike into an aluminum storefront frame. You can see how the rest of the part number is built, where you can define the flat or radius nature of the plate. Radius would come into play if you've got a pair of doors. Okay, you're not going to use a radius plate if it's a single door. If you have a pair of doors, those doors might be radiused, so you need to take that into account. You can do square corner or radiused corners, and they must somewhere on the instructions call out that radius. .156 radius. 0.156. So what is that, a 5/16 router bit? 0.156 times 2. Yeah, so you would use a 5/16 of an inch diameter router bit, and that would leave you the proper radius required for that. You can also see the finishes. You can do this in clear anodized aluminum, dark bronze, and black anodized as well. Okay. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Adams Rite products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Adams Rite 4001-011 and a 628 bolt with the dust box or any other Adams Rite product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.